Since the launch of the Pocket 2 from DJI, I've thought long and hard about it, but I won't be buying it. Let me explain why. Hi, I'm Ash from DroningON, and if you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button below because there'll be lots more content like this coming and I want you to be able to watch it first. Hopefully you've seen our live stream earlier this week. If you haven't, click the link in the video description where we covered the launch of the DJI Pocket 2 live as it happened. And we were very excited. We had high expectations before the launch, and sadly those expectations were a little bit damaged after. As a fan of the original Osmo Pocket and having spent the last year and a half or so thinking about how this great little device could be even better, we were just quite disappointed that the Pocket 2 didn't really meet expectations. There were quite a number of challenges with the original Osmo Pocket. It was innovative and groundbreaking at the time, but we still hoped for more in the next release. And unfortunately, it just hasn't happened. So let's talk through those reasons right now. Now, when you're out and about capturing scenery or even yourself as a vlogger with this little Osmo Pocket, it's essential that you or the object you're filming is in focus. Now, when this device first came out, they had big issues with focus pulsing where the focus would go in, out, and that did improve through firmware updates massively. However, the issue is still present, although it isn't as quite obvious as it was before. With the release of the new Pocket 2, I was really hoping that focus would now be laser precision and spot on, but sadly, in the multiple review videos that I've watched, I still see the same challenges. Now, I understand that a device this small can't necessarily feature the impressive focusing capabilities of a camera like this, the Canon 90D. It's a little bit more tricky with a device of this size, but it's still a big challenge, and there's nothing more frustrating than getting home, looking at the footage you've shot with the Osmo Pocket to find that your face wasn't in focus. Unfortunately, due to the tiny little screen on this, it's impossible to tell whether or not you're in focus when you're filming, unless you attach your phone to it, and then it's not really a portable device, is it? Until the focusing on the Osmo model range improves substantially, I don't think I'll be upgrading. Another big one for vloggers is the FOV. This only has an 80-degree FOV, I believe. The new one has a wider FOV, which is great because it means you don't need third-party accessories. Now, as desirable as that is, it's still, unfortunately, not enough to prompt me to buy it. I would love to not have to stick a third-party magnetic lens on this to get a wider FOV, but unfortunately, I just can't bring myself to upgrade simply for FOV. The new model does have a lower aperture and a bigger sensor. Now that's incredibly desirable, especially for photos and also low light handling. But again, it's just not enough to prompt me to buy the new one, especially because in the original Osmo Pocket footage, there was something very distinctive where you could tell that it was Osmo Pocket, almost as if the bitrate isn't quite high enough despite it being 100 megabits per second. I see the same distinctive look in the review footage from the latest reviewers of the Pocket 2. I can't quite describe what's distinctive about it, but I can tell when footage has been captured on a Pocket device. It just looks very juddery, and there's something very peculiar about the frame rate, which doesn't quite look smooth enough. I don't really know how to explain it in any more detail. It's that differentiator between shooting on an SLR camera and this, and also the sequel, which just means I couldn't really use it for my presenting videos like this because it just doesn't have that professional look to it. Ever since the launch of the Osmo Pocket 1, I've been wanting to use this as a webcam. Now, it's a very simple ask to be able to plug it in via USB-C and use this as a webcam, even with the face tracking feature. Wouldn't that be great, especially in the current coronavirus and COVID-19 times? But unfortunately, it didn't arrive as a firmware update here, and it's still not a feature on the Pocket 2. I am really shocked about this, and if it had that feature, even though it's largely a software feature, I would have upgraded to it immediately. I'm tired of using my low-resolution Logitech back there, which really doesn't give a great picture quality, nor does it handle low light particularly well either. And so therefore, the idea of using this lovely little sensor here and on the new model as a webcam is so desirable. Please, DJI, just do it. The intention of the Pocket is for it to be small and portable. The new one is slightly bigger, it's taller, and it even weighs a little bit more. Okay, it's only 1 gram, but it does still weigh more. In addition, the big complaint that many had with the original Pocket 1 is you needed so many accessories to make this a perfect, well-rounded device, even down to it not having a tripod point underneath, meaning that you needed a third-party accessory. The new one doesn't solve it because you still have to bolt on additional pieces underneath in order just to get a tripod mount and even the other basics such as a speaker. And it really isn't much to ask for a tripod mount to be built into the bottom. Now again, perhaps asking a bit too much, but it's not waterproof, and I really had hoped for some very basic waterproofing so that you can at least use it in the rain without concern, and even better if you could use it underwater. Now there are inherent challenges there because of the mechanical gimbal, which is very, very hard to waterproof, but it would have been that extra little desirable selling point that would have made me buy it. Now I know there will be people out there commenting, "Oh, you're expecting too much." Well, yeah, perhaps, but this is my take on why I wouldn't buy the next model. Please just disregard this point if you don't agree, but for me, I would have loved that. Coming back to the original point again, there's still no inbuilt Wi-Fi without plonking another little module into the bottom of it. I want inbuilt Wi-Fi, or at least as a minimum Bluetooth, built into the device so that I can transfer files without having to worry about carrying accessories around with me. The whole point of this device is to be an all-in-one pocket device that's portable, and therefore it needs to have these elements built in. The new model does have a wider range of gimbal travel, which is quite nice, but I have to say for me, I've never needed that. One of our panelists on the live launch stream even commented that when he holds it low slung, he does find that actually it does hit the limit of the gimbal movement. So that mechanical extension is nice, but for me, I don't really need it, but some of you out there will. The new one has ActiveTrack 3, but let's not get confused with ActiveTrack 3 from the popular DJI drones. It's just not going to be the same technology on this as it is in a drone, largely because you only have this tiny screen to control it from, and if you dock it into your phone, then it's not really a pocket device, is it? It's very hard to select an object on this screen with the original model. It's not really any different with the new one. Therefore, again, for me, it's not a big selling point. Yes, the new one has 4x zoom, but whoopee, it's digital zoom. It's not optical zoom, and there is a big difference. If you're the kind of creator out there who doesn't like editing, then digital zoom is all for you, because basically you can capture the image as you want to share it immediately. But digital zoom effectively is just not a very good way of capturing video. You're far better off capturing video at its native zoom, and then when you go into your editing application, you zoom it in there, because that way you keep your options open. The improved microphones are nice because the audio on this device was terrible. This is an audio test for the Osmo Pocket. It's really not great quality, is it? I mean, I know I'm outside at the moment, but even if I go indoors and turn on the light, yeah, oh look, the face tracking's gone. Now, while the audio is much better on the new device, the big selling point that they're pushing is that it's now got stereo audio. But to be quite honest, for a vlogger, you don't need or actually even want stereo audio, because for your viewer, when you're vlogging, you end up with the audio sounding like it's going left and right all the time, and that's not a good experience. In fact, most vloggers put out their audio in mono. There are advantages to stereo audio if you're capturing a scene or you're capturing an event, but very, very minimal. And again, it's just not a big selling point for me. I don't like stereo audio in a YouTube video. Not many viewers do. And finally, probably the most basic frustration that I have, it still has no built-in speaker. Come on DJI, how hard can it have been to build a simple piezo speaker into this device? When I've shot some footage out and about, I don't want to have to plug my phone in to hear whether I've captured the audio nicely. I just want to be able to quickly play the footage back, review it, and make sure it even has audio. But again, you need to connect the separate accessory to the bottom to be able to listen to your audio. And that again, just really puts me off buying the new model. So they are the reasons that I won't be buying the new Pocket 2, but I don't want to break your excitement if you've already ordered it. Remember, these are my reasons, not yours, and everybody is using this device differently. And therefore the reasons I express here may not have any synergy with your reasons for buying it, and that's absolutely fine. I had to say that bit just to appease the trolls who are probably going to comment on this video saying meh, meh, meh. But genuinely, as a consumer, we're very lucky that we have the option to buy or not to buy. But personally, I won't be buying this model, and I'll instead wait for the Pocket 3, which hopefully, please DJI, will have all of the features that I've talked about in this video in one handy little device. And the benefit, of course, is that time brings evolution. The magic of technical wizardry is getting better and smaller all the time. And who knows, in a year and a half, maybe 2 years' time, everything that I've asked will fit into something even smaller than this. If you've already ordered the Pocket 2, comment below. And if you've got any feedback regarding what I've said in this video, please let me know. I also just want to give a shout out to the latest members of our DroningON Club. If you want to join, hit the button below and enjoy a ton of perks, because quite genuinely, we offer far more perks than most other channels and really do give you value for money. So thank you very much for joining Eagle Eye Aerial, Phil Koshat, Solent Ships, Henry Robotic, Robert Portelli, Mark Green, Robert Bowers, Dynamic Clips, Covaction, The K-Spot, Slow Shop and Custom, Legwork, Olof Brandt, and me, Damnoid. We're having banter, discussion, and laughs behind the scenes on our private DroningON Discord server, which you get access to for just $1.99 a month. Hit that join button below and be part of the DroningON community, because genuinely, it's a good place to be. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you're a silly troll, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching.